Are we rolling?
I don't know. Are we?
Let's test your mics over there.
Okay.
Wow. Do you ever have one of those days where everything just ties together? You know what I mean? Like somebody brings up a subject and then it comes up later in the day. And you're
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
"What?"
Yeah.
Literally, a student just texted me from the university and said, "Can we say marijuana on the air?" And I was like, that is so funny. We were just talking about marijuana. Welcome to the podcast, by the way. Into the Light with Ryan and Michelle and Matt today.
Oh, dun, dun, dun.
Episode 4.
Yay.
So shout out to our sponsor.
Conspiracy Coffee in Mansfield, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Thank
do
you.
we look directly at I'm new to this. Are
I'm
we
gonna
were looking
post the
directly at the
logo
camera
right up
here?
here.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's
right there. Yeah.
it's right there. Yeah.
Shout
Conspiracy
out to
Coffee.
that and Conspiracy Coffee. It looks like the camera angle changed today. That's okay. Welcome back.
Hopefully it's checking you out more than it's checking us out. And then
I
you
don't
sit
know.
me over here by him. He's got cooties.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. He won't kiss you.
Oh, here, wait a minute.
At least it won't be an open duh.
We started out the last podcast talking about how Matt hates teeth.
Teeth.
I am
The what is this thing called
The
again?
Fugler.
The Fugler. The Fugler. Love
Fugler got 2 free
got
mentions
teeth.
in this show.
It does.
I think you
So-
need a second sponsor is what you're saying,
know,
right?
that's what I'm saying.
So Ryan has confirmed that these aren't really real teeth.
Oh,
just so
okay.
you
They are
know.
not.
But
Yeah.
boy, I'll tell you what, they really feel like real teeth.
Yeah, they're really great fake
There
teeth.
are some creepazoids out there who will put real teeth in one of those things. I'm telling you.
Okay, well.
Yeah, well,
So the Fugler is our mascot, right?
that's right.
It's the,
He needs a name. He doesn't have a name.
So we have the Fugler, so we brought in the Fugly. No, I'm just kidding. We love giving you a hard time.
Let me ask you this, Matt.
All right.
So Matt wasn't going to be here, but then he listened to episode 3 and he's like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm coming on the
I've
podcast.
got
Y'all
a
are
bone to
talking
pick
about
here,
me when I
okay?
Yeah.
Because we started off the whole episode talking about how Matt doesn't like to
Tongue kiss.
tongue kiss. Let me ask you this, since you're here to defend yourself,
Absolutely.
and you don't like the Fugler teeth.
Don't
Is
like-
it the teeth or is it the whole mouth in general?
It's the thought of just somebody else's saliva being all over my mouth with it. There's just something weird about it. Something weird about it.
We have to. This could get really bad.
That's
but
fine.
we
That's what this show's for.
We need to be as good as possible because there is some upper management that can watch our show.
Shout out
so-
to upper management.
Hi, upper management.
They're upstairs doing whatever they do.
Saliva.
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 Yeah.
So with
How
the
do-
teeth,
how do
even
we-
the teeth thing is saliva. You don't like that.
Yeah. The teeth thing is just if it's teeth that have come out of somebody's mouth, which I assume those were.
Right.
Then there's at least a degree of there's a possibility of some like decay and grossness.
You want to touch it?
Touch it. Go ahead.
Well, now that I know they're not real, now I'm all
I will
about
say
this.
this. I defended
feel
you as
real,
far
Yeah.
as saying I don't like to share germs or
Yeah.
I cover my toothbrush up. I don't like
Ryan's
I know people that just
semi-germaphobe.
throw their toothbrushes on a pile. I can't do that. It's gross.
So can we?
No.
So I
But
just had something.
Two separate
pop into my
holders
mind.
at my house. I have one for my toothbrush, one for my girlfriend's toothbrush. We do not
And I
put
get
them
that.
together. No, thank
I
you.
get that.
Okay, so something just popped to my mind,
Just
and
say
you
it.
know I'm really gross,
Just say
right?
it.
Semi-gross. My
Oh,
husband.
gosh.
When my husband watches, I shout out to my husband Steve.
Poor
God
Steve.
love him. He
I was
always
about to say, yeah,
watches.
shout out
these
to
and
him,
he just
gosh.
shakes his head. So do you go to the bathroom in front of your significant
Oh, there you
others?
go.
Your slash.
Do you poop in front of her?
Do you poop in front of her? Do you poop?
Not poop. No, not in front of her. No.
Do you poop
She's
with a
never came into the room while you were.
She has under
Grunting?
emergency purposes.
Okay.
And emergency
What
purposes
happens
only.
to you? Do you freak out?
I don't freak out. I close my eyes and I cup my ears and I.
I don't really
I
like
totally
anybody
believe
else
him that he
in
does
with me
that.
when I'm pooping. My
No.
dog stands at the doorway and just looks at me. I'm like,
I like to poop.
seriously?
Everyone likes to poop in peace.
Yes.
I read this thing the other day.
I don't mind pooping with somebody around. I don't want to wipe. When
Yeah,
somebody's
look
around.
away. I'm gonna wipe
Wiping's
my butt.
disgusting.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
this
Okay.
though.
All
The other
right.
day I read this thing and they were like, "Oh, this big surprise study: men like to poop naked." And I was like, "I've always liked to poop naked." What are
Oh,
you talking
absolutely.
about?
Right
Men like
before
to
you
do-
go in the shower, it's the perfect time. You completely undress. You know
Yeah.
you're going to be totally clean afterwards. Don't do it after the shower. That's pointless.
Right.
You've ruined the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I
So
agree.
that's really funny because my son my son, and hopefully he watches, is kind of a freak.
Yeah.
And if you know my son.
Yes, I do.
So
yeah.
I'm going to say his name, Brandon.
What's up, Brandon?
So if Brandon poops, he has to shower like immediately. It doesn't matter if he's already showered twice that day or 3 times. If he poops multiple times, he showers right afterwards.
He's a clean boy.
But we've come to the conclusion it's because he has a hairy butt.
Oh, maybe. Because I was going to say, if I have a messy poop, maybe I'll jump in the shower. If you got a real messy one, you're like, oh, I'm never cleaning this up.
Like, are you on that much of a time schedule with your pooping though, so that you can be like, I definitely have enough time to shower no matter what happens?
Maybe he's a quick showerer. I'm a quick shower.
Aren't all men on a routine poop?
I'm not.
Do you wake up and
No.
you like poop?
No.
You eat, you poop.
No, it depends. It really depends. Depends on how
I
much
waited until
coffee
I
I
came
had
here
that
today
morning.
to poop. I came here and I sat down and I said, I'm going to poop here.
I go 7 days without pooping sometimes.
7 days? That can't even
I've
be
gone
healthy.
7 days without pooping.
Then you take a big
So
poop?
when I'm really ugly and angry here, I'm literally full of beep.
That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say
Literally.
next time. I'm going to be like, Michelle, just go poop. Next time you say,
It's
Brian, blah, 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 blah.
women.
Michelle, go poop.
Women have. Well, I don't want to speak for all women, but I've spoke to a lot of women, and we have pooping issues. We don't poop like men.
I don't think you're hydrated well enough.
Maybe
I'm
not.
not. It's
there
the
you
truth.
go.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
Fiber and water, they are my friend, but I don't.
There are certain foods that make me poop, and I think it's like if I eat a big salad, my body's like, "Why are you eating this healthy salad?"
and it's
Poop.
like, get it out, get
We
it
need
out,
we need to get it out now. Yeah.
get it
Yeah.
out. You have that
Salad
poop where-
dressing adds a little lube to the intestines.
Yeah,
it's
your
where it
belly
all goes
sits there
downhill.
And it goes, oh my God, get it out. It's like I always say something died in there and it needs out.
I was so happy though when that study came out because about pooping naked. When I was a teenager, I was at the mall with my best friend Dan.
Oh, God.
We're gonna just call everybody out today, and he was making fun of me because he came into the bathroom like after I'd been in there. He's like, "Are you pooping with your shirt off?" I did. I straight took my shirt off at the mall, threw it over the stall, and just like
Are you
pooped shirtless.
serious?
Here's why. Then you don't have to hold your shirt up and all that stuff. It's just freeing. It's
and
freeing.
if you're working up a poop,
Yeah.
if you're working, you might sweat.
You might sweat.
And if you
Take
see
that
some
shirt
of those people at the mall, that's probably one of the
Yeah.
not so least sanitary things that's
Oh
ever
my
happened in
God.
the stall.
I saw a guy
so-
walking through the mall shirtless not
Listen,
a month ago.
I got a
What?
story.
I Snapchatted everyone. I was like, my boy doesn't even care. Just walk around.
I got
the
to
mall.
tell you a funny story.
Yeah.
I did have pictures, but of course my phone did its thing and I lost all my pictures.
Yeah.
But if I get a hold of my girlfriend Shelly, she like runs the Ardent Mall.
Oh yeah.
And
That's where I poop shirtless.
I had a bellyache and I was driving, which is like 50 minutes from here to there.
Yeah.
And I'm like driving, right? My daughter's with me and I'm like, oh, this is not good, right? I gotta go. So I run upstairs and I go to the end stall, the handicap. I'm
Right.
sorry, but there was nobody in line and
Right.
I wanted room.
Right.
poop.
Sometimes you
And
need room.
I
Oh,
didn't know
no,
how
if-
bad it was going to smell because I had a bellyache, right?
Yeah.
And I pooped my brains out. Okay.
Yeah.
And I flushed the toilet. And I wanted to make sure it all went down. Right? I wanted to make sure the toilet was clean. And I looked in the toilet and there was a bullet casing in the toilet.
And you're like, did that come out of
Oh
me?
my God. So my girlfriend Shelly calls me bullet butt.
Wow, that's amazing.
So where'd that bullet come from? Where'd that bullet casing
you
come
may
from?
have.
I pooped a bullet.
Yeah.
It's like there's cases of those guys who have like a headache and you find out 22 years before they were walking down
Yeah.
the street and they're like, oh, I thought I felt something scratch my head.
They got a
you
bullet
got
in their
shot
head.
in the head and it's been
Oh,
embedded in
yeah.
your brain
I
for
don't
2
know,
decades.
but I
It happens.
seriously, and I took a picture of it. The bullet casing in the toilet. Yeah, there's my story.
So
Well, that's how
since
today's-
we're
I'm glad you
talking
came
about
on.
it, let's
Yeah.
let's talk about gross poop stories. I
ahead.
have one myself,
Go ahead.
which was based on revenge. And
A
as somebody
revenge poop.
somebody who you would say I'm weird because of the things that I do
I
and don't
wanna know
like.
Who in this building, before you tell your story, is leaving the skid marks in the toilet? But we'll go there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got.
Oh,
an,
yeah.
About your
I got
bed.
an email about
The
that.
snail, yeah, a
did.
little
You're
snail
busting
trail going
out,
down the
dude.
back of the
It
bowl.
was not little.
Matt, your microphone's a little louder than Michelle's.
Oh,
Can you
Is it?
Can you turn yours down a little bit?
Can I turn
Not to
it down?
interrupt
Let me turn it
your
down? Let me
poop-
turn it down.
pooper
Is it good?
Okay.
That's
Good
good.
now?
Yeah,
Okay.
continue with your poop story.
All right, thank
I
you.
just wanted to
Go
come
with
through
your
perfectly.
vented
So
poop.
when I was like 19, moved out of my parents' house. Me and my friends decided we're going to get this house together in Elmira, and we're going to live on our own, and we're not going to be around for parents to tell us anything.
Right.
The cool thing is when you're 19 and a landlord sees that, they definitely take advantage of you.
Yeah.
So they didn't tell us everything that was wrong with this house. Long story short, we lived there for about a month and a half before we realized we have to move out of here or we're going to freeze to death in the winter. And as a final act, this house was it used to be like a business. So there was the rooms up top, they were bedrooms, but they were converted into offices. So there was like 3 bathrooms on the second story, and there was one on the bottom one. So before I left, I made sure over the next 2 days,
He pooped in
every
every
single
toilet.
one of those bathrooms. Not only that, upper decker.
No.
All 3 of them.
I never met anyone who
Upper
did an
decker.
upper decker before.
You have now
an
met
upper
somebody
decker?
who
What's
has
that
done
mean?
3.
It's when you poop in the chamber in the top of the toilet.
yeah.
Where the
Oh,
fresh.
that
you
you
are
can't-
nasty. See,
I've never met any. I thought that was an urban legend.
There's
it's
a good
real.
reason why we've talked about.
He won't.
only
he
allowed
won't,
in here
he
when-
won't
I won't
tongue kiss,
open
but
mouth
he'll-
kiss you, but I will destroy the
But he
upper
will
part of your
take a
toilet.
dump in the top of your toilet.
My Brandon, let's
You're
say
an
Brandon
enigma,
again.
Matt.
Brandon used to be obsessed with poop, and if he went to a bathroom that was disgusting, he literally would take pictures of it. And back in the MySpace days, he would post it, or MyFace, or whatever. What
Yeah.
was it? What was it
Oh,
called?
it's MySpace. You got it the first
Yeah,
time.
he would post it.
Wow.
I'm like, Brandon, someday somebody's going to want to hire you for a job, and they're going to open up your profile, and there's nothing but disgusting poop splatter pictures all
Yeah.
over the place.
At least they will know he
You
is
men are
regular
gross.
and on time.
And
Men
here's
are
proof
gross.
you can have
Gross.
a job and just it be based
Girls
around
don't.
poop. I
I
mean,
just-
here we are.
I never poop, and when I do, I poop bullets, and I don't take pictures of it.
I think you're dehydrated. I think Matt's right.
I'm dehydrated.
Yeah, too much coffee, not enough water. I mean, I'm one to talk, but I'm still pooping all right. So
I don't drink enough water.
Glad everything's working out all right. But it's because it's coffee. Coffee makes it move. No
yeah,
matter what,
coffee
even if
is
you're
a
dehydrated.
diuretic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It doesn't work for me. I don't drink enough coffee, I don't think.
or
A cup
water.
of coffee and
Or
eat
anything.
an apple.
Nothing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm bad.
yeah.
I'd probably be skinnier, too.
I got to ask you this since you're on our show, and I mean, now that we've talked about poop for 15 minutes,
All right.
let's move to some other crap. So we talked the first couple shows. We talked about aliens, basically.
Yes.
And now last time we
Probing
talked
you.
about spirits and ghosts.
Yep.
Do you have any personal experience with either any of those topics that we've led up with so far? Aliens, UFOs, or even ghosts? or
UFOs
anything?
in particular, ghost in particular, yes.
Really? Tell us some
At-
stories. You're here today.
Now, when I was younger, we moved. My parents and I, we used to live in town. We moved out into the country, and when we went out there, it takes a while for you to get your satellite dish and all that stuff set up and take care of. So we had a couple of weeks where we just had to figure out something else to do, which is fine. We lived in the middle of the woods. There's 1,000 things to do. We were out in our driveway, and both my brother and my sister witnessed this as well. And it's so stereotypical, it almost sounds made up, but I swear it happened. So we're sitting there, and you can hear like helicopters coming in the distance, which isn't anything weird around here. You'll see the military exercises
Yeah.
and stuff going on. We saw like 4 or 5 of them in formation fly over us.
Military
Helicopters.
Okay.
And we were like, oh, that's pretty cool. And we were all looking up, waiting, because we kept hearing them. We're thinking, oh, there's going to be another one. No lie. And it's almost that stereotypical thing you always hear about. A UFO, only way I can describe it. White, it was almost pill-shaped, came out from in behind a cloud, like floated into like our line of view, floated back behind the cloud. Floated back into our line of view, sat there for a while as we were looking in the sky, floats back, and then the next thing we knew, it took off.
Yeah.
But you couldn't see. I mean, it was gone.
It
It was
launched.
shot and it was gone.
Wow.
20 minutes later, the helicopter formation comes back heading in the opposite direction. So to me, it almost seemed like, I don't know whether they were looking at it
Or escorting
or
you?
escorting it or what it was,
or
but
past it.
absolutely. And to this day, I swear, I've seen, if it's aliens, I
Right.
don't know.
Right.
Its close proximity to military equipment makes me think something else because I don't
Yeah.
believe that we know all the technology that we have.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, gosh.
Absolutely.
And
we talked about
I've always been a huge, like, I always watch Ancient Aliens and all
Yeah.
that type of stuff anyway. So
And you
that'll-
wonder if
that'll
it's-
give you some ideas. Yeah.
That's cool. And you wonder if it's tied up with the military, or if the military is still looking into it, or if the military is behind it. That's where the question is.
Is
for
it
me.
research for them as far as finding something, or research as far as we have this technology, we're trying it out somewhere, let's
Right.
see what happens?
Right.
And it would have been perfect for them to be flying it where they were, because we lived out in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere, and any stories coming from people out in the hills, they're going to be immediately debunked as crazy farm people who've never seen a
Right,
plane
right,
before.
right.
Good job. And as far as ghosts go, we all have the same story of the man in the hat.
You and your siblings?
Me and my siblings, the man in the hat. So how my parents'
Top hat,
house was
top
laid out.
hat, baseball
No,
hat?
one of those weird, like, I don't want to
Amish
say
hat?
A bowler
almost
hat?
all. Yeah, I would say
an
Amish
Amish-type
like
hat?
hat, like that
Okay.
older farm, like could have been early, 20th century. Type
What's
of
interesting is her ghosts are
Are
always like they have top hats, or they're
Top
like
hats.
we called them Charles Dickens
Late
ghosts.
1800s,
Okay.
early 1900s attire.
Yes, and
Yep.
we had he was the man in the hat, and it was why we all kept moving out of this bedroom, because there was in our house there's my parents' master bedroom, there's two smaller bedrooms, and then there was another one that was almost the same size as the master bedroom at the other end of the house. And you would think, kids, you're going to want to have the biggest room.
Yeah.
We kept rotating and finding reasons to switch rooms with each other, and hadn't really talked about it. We would always just, I don't want the big room, I don't want to clean it.
Yeah.
Or I don't want the big room, it's just too much.
So you
for
weren't
me,
telling
whatever.
each other at this
So we
point.
weren't telling each other about it. And then it was probably about 6 years ago. Oddly enough, we were going to be going to a family funeral the next day. We were all finally of age, and we got together, and we're sitting down drinking and just talking back and forth. And I think it was my brother who brought it up, and he's just like, "All right, guys, this is crazy, but I got to talk to you about this." So when we were growing up, I fell asleep the one night, and I don't know whether I was half awake or, whatever, but I swear, as you look down how he had his bed set up, he could look straight out the doorway into the hallway. And he said, I swear there was a man that was walking from about where the front door is and making his way towards my room. Tall, very tall guy, black clothes, and this like a brimmed hat, like kind of like Weird Al was wearing in the Amish Paradise video. It would be a great visual for that. And my sister, like, I saw her looking at him as he's like talking about this, describing, and she's going like sheet white.
Yeah.
And I looked at her, and I'm starting to feel nervous, because I'm like, oh no, I know exactly what he's talking about, because there was a Christmas Eve that when it was Christmas Eve, we'd all stay in the big bedroom, so we would stay up all night. We wouldn't go to sleep at all, trying to catch Santa Claus or whatever. And I had fallen asleep on the floor, and I thought to myself too, maybe I'm just dreaming, maybe it was just, I was tired, whatever.
How old were you?
8 or 9.
And in walks the Hat Man.
But he would never make it into the room.
And
And
he
it was
was-
the
so he-
same story with all of us. He would start walking from the front door towards the room, and about the point where he got to where the bathroom was, which was
Yeah.
right next to it, it was gone.
It was one of those apparitions you hear about that's replaying the same
Yes.
scenario.
Like,
And
it
it-
almost seemed it was the same steps.
The house could have been blessed to that room. He might have been haunting that room for some reason. He wasn't aggressive, right? He was just
Nothing.
no
Well,
noises, no.
we would
anger.
have
He had no
weird
aggression.
things. Yeah, if it was it was nothing super
He
aggressive.
was
nothing
just
that
letting
we
you
noticed.
know he was there, but he didn't.
But we would
he wasn't
definitely have
aggressive.
instances of like, hey, I set this down
Oh, yeah,
here.
boom.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
well, why would I use it? I don't need to, because it would be like my mom, oh, hey, I was vacuuming the other day. I swear I set the vacuum over in that corner. Where is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not vacuuming my own room. That's your job, Mom. And, we would all pass it off.
Yeah.
And then we would find it in the living room, but not the corner that she would typically put it in. It would be behind the couch instead of in the corner where she had, like, the cleaning supply cabinet and all of that. And there was a bunch of little things like that would happen. And it turned out we had all had a similar experience, because we had all filtered through that room at one point, because
Yeah.
we all, as soon as we experienced it, we were kind of like, all right, don't want to sleep in that room
Okay.
It's
anymore.
like that residual. You hear about those hauntings. Like, I feel like there's different types of these things. Like, there's the ones you see, or the ones that give you some sort of information. There's the scary, maybe evil, if you want to use that word. Then there's the ones where you feel like it's some sort of residual energy, whether it's, like the law of conservation of energy, where energy can't be created or destroyed. And it's this energy that plays over and over. And you wonder if it's something.
Well, and there was another one in my family too that my grandmother swore up and down that it was, well, it would have been my great grandfather. Her dad would talk to her. She believed this because she had a fan like a ceiling fan in her living room. She had the same fan there for years and years and years. The week after my great grandfather passed away, we would be sitting in that living room, and certain time of night it was always around 8:30. You'd look up, the fan would start slowly turning. Not from the motor, not we just turned it off and it still had something. It would start on its own, and it was super slow, so it wasn't like a draft or something because it would be a little more fluid.
Yeah.
It would slowly start turning, and it was always slowly turning. And every time she'd see it, "Hi, Dad, thanks for visiting," and we all just kind of accepted it. We accepted that. And the weirdest thing, and the reason I absolutely believe in those things happening and occurring right now is the week before she passed away, it stopped. The week before my grandmother passed away, it absolutely stopped. And she brought it up to us. She goes, "Something bad's about to happen." And we're like, "What do you mean?"
Wow.
"Something bad's about to happen. The ceiling fan stopped. Dad stopped talking to me."
How old was she?
69.
That's young.
Yeah, it is young.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
That's the kind of stuff
Now
Michelle.
I'm sitting here talking about
You'll
it.
have to
and now I'm
watch
getting all
episode
goosebumpy
3.
and-
You'll have to watch Michelle Sees Dead People, because that's the kind of thing that happens to you. These premonitions, or she knows something bad's going to happen, or
Yeah,
I'm talking about
Yeah.
it, bringing
Yeah.
it back up, and I'm like getting all jittery and stuff about
Yeah,
it. But yeah,
I get little blips. I get little pieces. I don't get full stream, whatever, but I get pieces, and then it'll happen or whatever happens. But yeah, it's kind of. But I've had spooky spirit and mostly good spirit, and
I'm the one who it's like weird stuff happens around me but never to me, which sometimes is frightening. Like that kind of like,
no, that's good. I would guess.
I don't.
right?
Well, it's good in the sense that I haven't experienced it, but also I'm kind of curious about it. But also some of the things you're glad it doesn't happen to you. But then like around me things happen, and that's scary too, because sometimes, it's almost worse if you have to, because you want everyone around you to be okay. And so when something spooky or whatever happens around you, sometimes that's worse from an empathy standpoint, where you're like, oh my God, like.
So something I think you two should do, especially you as somebody who sees these things anyway. Have
Yeah.
you heard of the church in Burlington, the Church of the Damned?
No.
Right in Burlington, Pennsylvania, 20 minutes down the road from here.
No. So what? I didn't even know Burlington was 20 minutes away. To tell you the truth.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a church there.
Remember,
it's
it's
an
Matt
old.
giving us directions.
It's
and
an
stuff
old
too,
Methodist church. Yes, I drive like a maniac. Sorry.
So it's like
It's
40
like 40
minutes.
minutes.
It's
Yeah.
probably about 40 minutes,
Yeah.
but you can make it in 20.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Um,
like Burlington, isn't that like?
It's right outside of Troy. It's really not that far away.
Worth. Continue. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Troy's 20 minutes from here.
But it's
Just
outside
saying,
of
I go to
Troy
church
towards
there.
us. It's outside of Troy
Okay.
towards us, so it would be.
I don't
20
know.
Minutes.
I don't know
Thank
of
you.
this place.
That's called Sylvania.
It's the Burlington Church.
Okay.
If you look
I
up
I'm thinking like the
after
Burlington
this-
Coat
I think
Factory.
after
or
this-
something.
I think he's just.
We'll look it
Google
up.
it.
We'll Google
Here,
it.
tell us a story. I'm going to Google
all right,
it.
Okay.
Burlington Church of the Damned. If you
Church
want,
of the Damned.
yes, if you want to go and have an instance happen to you that is absolutely insane, go on those premises. I did not see anything, but I will tell you right now, I have never felt that level of just dread in my life. The atmosphere, I don't know what
Who set
it
you up
is.
for that? Like, who set you up? Like, did you do it on Halloween?
Nope, didn't do
Was
it on
there-
Halloween.
So what made you go to this Church of Damned?
There's some like threads online, like some forums, and people are talking about it.
What
this
made you
person
go there?
said it's between Troy and Canton,
Okay.
Pennsylvania, and just some stuff about Church of the Damned.
Okay, what made you go there? You don't live there. So what did you go there for?
No. When I was living in Elmira, my best friend who I was living with at the time, his girlfriend lived with us, and she's a crazy person, and found articles like that online, and said, "I want to go and
Allergic
check
to
this
one of
out."
you today.
So of course I was like,
What makes it?
all right,
Wait.
go.
First of all, I only
makes
saw
it
people.
One,
What
you
is
have
it?
to
The church-
walk.
yeah.
You have to walk through a cemetery to get to the church.
And it's I read it's dilapidated, but what gave it this reputation of being the Church of the Damned?
So it's had this reputation before of people who have visited. I believe Ghost Hunters was actually there at one point,
Okay.
or somebody from it. Jason Gowan, I believe, has been there before. He was up at Mansfield for a little while.
yeah.
He was up at the university
Yeah.
for a bit. And it had this reputation of being this haunted place, and I'm like, all right,
Okay.
church, yeah, of course it's haunted because it's a church, blah blah
Right.
blah.
You went
this
there
and
to
that.
see if you were going to get.
I went there just
spooked,
because I was
right?
like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Right.
And I will honestly tell you, I have never felt like that. I have never had that feeling anywhere else before.
The bad vibes and stuff,
We went
like-
through the haunted house. You saw
You
how
need to go
freaked
there.
that I can get.
We'll take that camera and we'll just go.
We'll go, but you know,
We also
telling
need to
you,
go
do
to.
we have
research
to
on
pick
it, Church of the
him, though,
Damned.
right?
We
know.
also have to go to Fallbrook Cemetery
He's
together.
kind of. What's that commercial? Hefty.
Wimpy?
Wimpy. Are you naturally scared of that stuff?
Listen,
I am not naturally scared of that stuff. And I honestly went into the situation with
He's
just
scared
like
to tongue kiss.
all right,
Skeptical,
cool. Yeah,
yeah.
sure. Okay,
Ryan,
we're going to a haunted church.
He's scared to tongue kiss. Okay.
I'm not
we're gonna get back to
scared.
that.
I prefer
He's scared of
not to.
saliva.
I'm not scared. I just don't want to be around it. Why would I put myself through it if I don't want? Drop the ghost stuff. Let's get to the bottom of
Let's
this.
go back to this. All right, we've come full circle. Michelle, I know you have questions you want to ask. This is what the podcast is for. We're not going to get fined by the FCC. Go ahead, just ask him. Just ask him.
It has to do with that whole intimacy in your partner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's saliva.
But see, that's the thing.
It just
I
doesn't have teeth.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
I have a partner who has the same exact outlook as me.
Okay, that's what
He's
you
not.
need.
He's not
Yes.
going there.
Oh no, I didn't say that.
Oh.
I'm saying the saliva thing is both a thing that we are against.
And
that
That-
does not
well,
mean
that's
that other things
great.
are ruled out.
I know,
Okay.
but that's
At
saliva
all.
too.
It's not saliva. It's different.
Well, it's your saliva. I mean, if we're all talking about the
Exactly.
same thing.
I think we are.
Okay, so what's in your mouth?
We're talking about eating sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
You know, I was sitting here and I didn't realize, like, if you see Matt turn his head, he's got this mohawky thing going
Yeah.
on. And now this is all dark now, and he's really got the red
Oh
beard
yeah,
thing
I've got
going
the
on.
dark hair, red
I'm
beard.
sorry.
I have
Yeah,
multicolored.
yeah.
Mine's like red, black,
You're getting
and
gray.
white right there. Yeah.
You are getting gray.
I know.
I'm
Only in
trying
the
to
beard,
change
though.
the subject. Did you check that out?
Only
I
in the
am.
beard.
You know, because we have to mention I am y'all's boss, and you know, I just don't want to lose my job, so we're not going to go there. Not. Going
You're
there.
the one that took it there.
You know what?
I know. I
You
got.
know what?
And I
You know
told
what?
you I have to stop.
There are
because it's
scientific
naughty.
terms we can use.
She's backpedaling.
She
Saliva.
is questioning about
Saliva.
oral activities.
Well, kissing's oral.
Well, lower than that. And I think that's as far as we have to go with that. And they know
In
what
the
she's
realm of
referencing.
Or, yes.
Everybody knows what you were talking.
But saliva.
Fellatio.
There
There,
you
I
go.
said the word.
What is that?
Fellatio.
I thought you were going to say cunnilingus.
Oh, cunnilingus. That's another
Yeah.
term for it.
Oh my God. So
These are professional terms.
Yes, these are professional terms.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get in trouble for
She
these.
looks like she's going to have to explain this to somebody.
no.
He's like, guys, I'm going to
I
have to
don't
explain.
even want to know those names. All I can think about is
There's a reason why the first three letters of cunnilingus are what they are.
Oh, jeez. What is that cop that he goes and watches the kids in the school and in Kindergarten Cop?
Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, I'm
Schwarzenegger.
not saying
Classic,
what the little kid
classic
said,
film.
but that is what it is.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Someone just showed. Someone I know just showed their
gosh.
grandson or something a Schwarzenegger movie. It was Kindergarten Cop actually.
Yeah, that's
This
what I was
kid's
thinking.
like,
Yeah.
I think 8 or 9.
Yeah.
He's now obsessed with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He
Yes.
Does he go around and say that?
No,
Okay.
he just
be great,
suddenly Schwarzenegger's his hero, which is hilarious because this is like,
Because he's really old now.
yeah, and these
Oh.
movies are from when.
I was about to say, yeah, he's really old now, but I
Yeah,
guarantee
those
you could
kid-
probably still
there's
take
every
me. I ain't gonna
Schwarzenegger
mess
movie
with
that
it.
this kid sees at Walmart, like Total Recall, Terminator. He wants to see all of them. He
Man,
just
I wish I
loves
could recapture
Schwarzenegger.
that magic with
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
So we talked about ghosts and UFOs, and we're believers, but let's where are we at minute wise? We're probably
we're
ticking
closing
away.
in on 30 minutes.
Okay, so Elvis.
Yeah.
Did
Oh
he
my
die when he
gosh.
died, or
Don't
or
even get me
did
started.
No.
Did he live?
No, he
He
lived.
lived, didn't he? So was he? What
Do you
is
guys
it
firmly
called?
believe that? Elvis?
Yes, and I have a
I
whole
think
theory
he turned
behind
in
it.
somebody, and he was living undercover.
Listen,
When did Elvis pass? 1974.
Sure.
Who was removed from office as president in 1974?
Nixon?
Who was Elvis extremely close with and was even made an honorary member of ATF?
See, I have to look into this.
You got to look into it.
He
You know, I was
disappeared
supposed to
as
be
that scandal was hitting. He was getting out of Dodge because he knew everything was coming down
Why
on
don't
Nixon.
we do this? Listen,
Get away.
as honorary moderator, next time we meet up here, in episode 5,
Okay.
we're gonna talk about people who died or didn't die. I'm
You mean
talking
like Kurt
Elvis, Kurt Cobain, Adolf Hitler,
Kurt Cobain absolutely died,
all those
though.
people.
Oh, I've never heard anything about him.
Oh, I've got some stories.
Oh, the Hitler
that's
one?
interesting.
I can go deep on that.
Let's meet up and
Brazil,
talk
South
ab- yes,
America.
yeah.
Oh.
Let's talk about all that.
Do you realize there's still Nazi colonies in South America today?
Yeah, we're gonna get into it.
I realize that this world is. I'm gonna say it. Because this world is just batshit crazy.
Yeah,
Truth. Truth.
You said that eloquently, though. It could have been a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. Know.
I just don't even know.
She was taking a deep breath in. I thought
Like-
it was going to come out a lot more expletive than
As much as
batshit crazy.
I love people, and I love this world, and I am grateful every day of my life.
Sure.
For I have a very blessed life, and I've struggled and I've not struggled, but I feel blessed. But I'm telling you, this world has gone bad shit crazy.
And that was kind of the point of our podcast too, because we were talking, I think we mentioned this before, is like we want to shed light on these subjects and talk about them because and you have to go into it with a positive, like you have to, whether you see ghosts or whatever these things are, you
whether
still have
I
to,
believe you or
Right.
you believe me, we're not going to judge each other. We're just going to have a
we're
great
just
time
gonna
talking
talk
about it.
Yeah, and we're not going to let those things scare us, like spirits might scare some people
Yes.
or whatever. We're just going to live our lives, but
we're gonna pick on Matt.
and we're going to pick on Matt, and we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk
So
about
next
it.
time in episode 5, we're going to talk about Elvis and Tupac and Kurt Cobain and Adolf Hitler and all these people. And
Is
the
it weird that I'm
conspiracies
excited to talk
behind their
about the
death.
Nazi conspiracies?
No,
I
that's-
have so much on
Are we
that that
letting him back
I'm
in
into
here
this.
again?
We'll let him back in for the next one.
Really?
You think no? Well, we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning Into the
Peace
Light with Ryan and
out.
Michelle. Matt, thank you for joining us.
I may or may not
Don't
be here next
forget
time.
to subscribe on our YouTube page. Click the bell for notifications. Check us out on SoundCloud.com/Into the Light podcast. We'll see you next
Gonna
time.
point
Into
here
the
to
light.
help.